Hi guys, so we are live as promised. I'm Laura Rowe and I am with Mel Gizzi. Say hello, Mel.
Hi everyone, this is exciting, isn't it? I hope it's working. Oh, I've just had a notification to say that you're now live with me,
Good.
so that's great.
Good. We want to be live.
We want to be live, so that's good. That's what we want.
Fab. So we're just coming on for a nice little chat this afternoon. Myself and Mel are both live streaming into our group, which I've not done before. So I'm really excited to be able to go across platforms so we can really just chat to more people at the same time.
Yeah, and I think that's what this is all about, isn't it? It's about that power of connectivity and community and how we can reach more space. And like Danny, we spoke a lot in Be Inspired, where we both spoke only a couple of weeks ago. I can't believe it. But it was all about taking up space and owning it. And I think the more that we can do this in different places and through whatever platforms are available to us, well, the better, isn't it? So
yeah, absolutely. And that's it, isn't it? It's about being able to reach more people so that ultimately we can help support more people. And I think, that's the end goal, really, isn't it? To be able to really be there for people and let people see that what we've got. I mean, we spoke about this earlier, actually. We're both in very similar lines of work. We're both all about self-care and self-worth and self-love, and also on an individual basis as well. So being able to support a person as an individual. So it's really nice to be able to do this together and also collaborate and work together, because there's so many people doing the same thing out there, but no one does it the way you do it. No one does it the way I do it. And it's, people want to be around the same type of people. You're magnetized, aren't you, to your vibrations, don't get me started, but your type of people.
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important, isn't it, to be able to really share that with someone else and be able to jump into each other's worlds, but in a really supportive way as well. I've found that for me, for a long time, I struggled with collaborations, but that was nobody else's fault. That was my imposter syndrome. And I felt like I was never good enough, or who was I to join forces with someone else, especially in the same field?
Yeah.
Because I would all of a sudden feel a bit, like an imposter, like I wouldn't know enough, or I wouldn't be able to hold a conversation. So I really struggled with that for a long time. Did you find that at all, or were you just straight in?
Well, no, I'm exactly the same as you, really, Laura. And it's only through actually going to different events and things where you get to see that there's a lot of us that do bang the same drum, which goes to show that it works, and that we should all be shouting about all these different tools that we can harness from within us or our arm's reach, and really simple to access, that can help us to feel better. But the more that we all kind of have each other's back and go, hey guys, do you know Laura does this and she's an expert in that, and I can help you with this, and actually you can go to whoever you want, and that's absolutely fine. And I think I learned this when I went into the beauty industry, that I would never really I've seen people, peers, I suppose, if you want to say, other people who've got beauty salons, who would get their backs up a lot. If somebody would cancel with them and go with someone else, they would find it was a personal attack. And I used to think, well, why don't I feel like that? Should I be feeling like that? And then you kind of judge yourself on how other people react. Yeah, and you think, actually, no, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And if one of my clients wants to try with someone else and see if they prefer the way they do their lashes or whatever, then that's absolutely fine. I'm okay with that. But I think it's when you become more comfortable with, and you have that level of self-awareness and discovery, that you become more confident. Not confident, you're just aware of your value and your worth, aren't you? Like you're saying about the self-worth piece. And then when you know your place on earth, and how you can stand side by side with people doing very similar things, and you've all got each other's backs. It's like those hugs that people took photographs of us doing at Be Inspired. I was like, yeah, that's what it's like. It's that supportive, collaborative community which helps you know that it's okay to step forward, to try new things, to explore what it is that you might not know. You don't know what you don't know at the end of the day, and it's only by working with other people that and seeing what other people do that you might get the courage to then step forward. And when I met you at Be Inspired last September, we were sat on the same table, weren't we?
Yeah,
And I
our
was like,
journey,
oh,
we just grew together along this,
yeah.
haven't we? Yeah.
I was like, who's that gorgeous girl there? And then the next minute you were on the stage and I was like, oh, she's famous.
I know, I kept it quiet that I was going on stage.
You kept it so
just
quiet.
popped up at the end.
And then I was like, oh wow, I've already spoken to Laura and now she's on the stage, and I was just in awe of you and hearing your story as well. You know, when you can show people some of the things that you've experienced and been through, not only does it help people to connect with you more personally, but it gives people hope and inspiration that actually you've got lived experience of a scenario.
Yeah, it's showing that vulnerability, isn't it? You know, we did speak about this before we came on, you know, being able to show your human side. You know, we can't always be perfect, or in fact there's no such thing as perfect. You know, trying to stay positive all of the time is impossible. It's about learning how to harness the tools that you've already got within you. It's about building that self-care toolkit that you even talk about yourself.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's about being authentic and showing people that yes, we are human, yes, we have down days, but these are the things that we know work with us, and we can now recognize when we're starting to slide. We have the tools to be able to support us, because it's not always about when you come down and you're in a dark place, pulling yourself straight back out of it. All emotions are valid, and it's about learning and recognizing what stage that you're in, owning that stage that you're in, and allowing yourself to be there for as long as you need to be there. You know, we talk about it with, you know, feeling all the feels. It's important to be able to appreciate those darker times, because then they really let you blossom and grow in your lighter times as well. So that toolkit really helps you to move through those emotions and really be able to recognize it and how you feel and be able to help yourself. And I think when people online see us really positive all the time, or they only see our good side, or the side that we want to be shown in the media, then that is when it almost not becomes unreachable, but there's a barrier. Because someone who is in a darker or lower space sees us in a higher space, and then it just feels unreachable to them. So it's really nice that we can be authentic, and we have that courage and that confidence now to be able to show both sides of ourselves, because it's really important for people to understand that, you know, shitty times come and more positive times come, and it is a wave, and it's about really learning how to ride that wave in a safe and supported way.
Yeah, you've totally hit the nail on the head there. And like you've said, sometimes you will be in that place for longer, and that's again okay. Like I feel like how I was, I'm not sure if you've seen, but yesterday morning when I woke up, I felt so crappy, but I'd committed to myself that I was going to do a live every day in the run up to the Flat to Fab challenge. But actually, when I woke up yesterday morning, I thought, it's like some people have said to me, oh, Mel, just take a break from social media. But for me, when I talk outwardly in the social space like this, it actually helps me. It's a therapy tool for me. And I know that that's part of my toolkit, because I know that when I'm doing this, or I might be helping other people, but I am also helping myself. So it's not selfish. It's a win-win situation. Yeah. So by me actually doing that yesterday, and I didn't mean to cry, but I'm an emotional being. What can I say?
Emotions are important. You know, crying's a sign of release as well, isn't it? You know, you're just letting that go rather than holding and letting it manifest. So I think crying's good.
I do. I'm a fan. I'm a
crier.
Yesterday, hey crier. Yesterday really did, and I think that because of the way in which that was handled, it's allowed me to recover from it quicker. If I had stayed isolated and not spoken about how I was feeling, I would have remained feeling tense. That nickel elastic that got all of my clothes in my wash basket tangled up yesterday, that would have been my insides, because I hadn't spoken about how I felt, and I hadn't had that release of the tears. I hadn't had all of the gorgeous incoming messages, voice notes, all of the shows of love, and I really felt the love. I've never recovered this quickly from me having when I have this trapped nerve, and I can relate now to previous times when I've started to go down the burnout path and I've not spoken about it, and then what the implications were, where it ended up being a full-on couldn't move, couldn't run for months, had to go to the chiropractor. My scoliosis was the worst it's ever been. And that was because I hadn't dealt with it. I'd carried on trying to do the things that I was doing, and I wasn't talking about it. I was just trying to be a hero. So it's about recognizing all of these different learning journeys that we have, and then how our decision making and what choice we decide on any given day in any scenario will impact our well-being, and taking ownership.
That's really important, man. You said any given day, because I live a chronic illness as well, and I've gone through so many different things in my life, and for me it was really, really hard to be able to accept that every day was going to be different. I mean, I completely embrace it now, and I enjoy it sounds weird, I enjoy my down days just as much as I enjoy my up days, because everything teaches you. It's all learning. You're always being taught something different about your mind or your body or your surroundings and your thoughts. And when you are in that slower space, it's like a power down. It's sometimes you just really need to listen to your body, and in that power down, a lot of the time I get my inspiration for things, and that's what almost springboards me back out. It's just giving yourself that time as well. Your body needs to heal. Your mind needs to slow down. You just need to press pause in order to really refocus and recharge, and then you're just good to go again.
Yeah, gorgeous. And you gifted us time at Be Inspired, didn't you, with our eye masks? And that was such a gorgeous activity that you did. I loved that, even though I was one of the people making a noise in the background to try and distract.
You were my most favourite person making that noise, and I couldn't look at you at one point because you were enjoying doing that so much that you would just have me giggling, and I need to keep my calm voice.
So for those,
so much fun. Look,
this is like my naughty child. This is the me letting my inner.
You look so cute today, Mel. I can't even lie. I think for me, when I decided to use the eye masks as part of my talk, I wanted my talk to be educational, but I also wanted it to be a really hands-on talk as well. I wanted to leave people with tips and just to show people how quickly you can put yourself into that power down. You can give yourself and your thoughts just a moment to just stop and just hang on. And by using the eye mask, it was a way of me helping people to lose one of their senses. So if with the eye mask on, it heightens their hearing. And that was really important in the talk, because we really feel that life is really busy and noisy and chaotic, and we have always got stuff going on all the time. We've never been more connected but disconnected at the same time. We're in this space where we're always rushing around, and being busy or even saying you're stressed out is almost a badge of honor. And we don't take the time. But a lot of us now, because we're in that space, we feel like we can't take the time because it's too noisy. So for me, putting an eye mask on everyone heightens their hearing, which made it noisier. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to show people how easy and simple it can be to ground and tune in, even with all that noise. When you think about people who don't meditate, or they think about meditation as really sitting perfectly still in a quiet room, a silent room, and you think of nothing. And that's just not a reflection of life. We couldn't possibly be in that space but still feel comfortable in a noisy space. It's the noise that you need to filter out sometimes. So what I did was try to make people be in that noisy environment but still find that calm, and I think it worked.
It worked. You could see it. And people had tears rolling down their face, and one lady came up to me, she went, I don't even know why I'm crying. And I said, because you've actually got to slow down for a minute.
Yeah.
But I still, like, you are a meditation expert and things, and I've only been doing it for a year and a half, and I just follow you and other people who deliver this amazing gift to us. And sometimes I finish and I've got tears rolling down my face, and I don't know why. And I think it's just this release of letting things go, isn't it, as well, and just connecting with yourself. So you mentioned grounding in there, and this is something that's been quite newly introduced to me. I think the first time I heard about it was last August. I went for a colonic at my friend's clinic, and she had this mat on the floor, and I was like, what, why have you got nothing on your feet, and what's this mat?
Earthing mat.
She's got an earthing mat. And so she explained it to me. That's the first time I'd ever heard about it. And I'd heard people mentioning, I need to get grounded, but I didn't really know what it meant. So, but that's now like a real key thing that I hear so many people talking about. And it can be done in so many different forms, can't it? Like yesterday, I had my feet naked on the floor outside. My husband thought I was losing the plot. He was like, why have you got nothing on your feet and shoes are right next to you?
I did the same thing yesterday. I took the dog to the park, and I was walking around the park. Even when it's freezing cold, I do it. And I just take my shoes and socks off, because it's connecting to the earth, isn't it? And it's another way that we're all disconnected from obviously the planet and the way that, I could really go off on a tangent, but we wear shoes all of the time, and wearing shoes disconnects us from the earth. And when you think about an example, the moon, so we're 70% made of water. And when you think about how the moon controls water and the tides and in parts of the seasons, we must be crazy to think that the moon does not affect us as well. Of course it does, and it affects our mood. And the same goes for the earth. It's all vibrational frequencies. We're all connected to the earth. So when we wear shoes all of the time, there is that disconnect, and we're not receiving all of that higher vibration and that goodness. And you can find that a lot of people who suffer with chronic illness, or a lot of people who struggle with illness, they wear shoes all of the time, or they wear slippers, or they've got socks on. They never walk around barefoot. And it's just about being connected to the earth. And I think I'm going to pop a link onto this. I've got a short, I think it was on YouTube, a short film. It's about 30 minutes long, and it talks about, it's in my group actually, it talks about the power of grounding and earthing, and they've got medical research towards it as well to show how they did, what's it called? Tests and surveys with people to see long-term how it helped to support them. And even in the short term, just being connected to the earth, it's so powerful. But being able to ground, when I taught it at Be Inspired, it's just about focusing on yourself. So finding a focal point. And the one in Be Inspired was I got everyone to focus on their breath. And then I think later on I did an exercise where I wanted them just to turn inwards towards their heart space. And it's just about taking that quiet time and grounding. And when things are busy, or when your mind is really busy and things feel a bit chaotic, you can almost feel like you're floating and you're trying to grab onto everything. And you just need to, like a balloon, those helium balloons that are just sort of waving in the I describe myself as that something in one of a meeting that I was at. And the best way to describe it was those balloons that just wave like this in the car parks.
Oh yeah, the car parks.
A car lots, you sell cars.
Yeah.
And so you just feel a bit like this, and you're just floating everywhere. So to be able to bring yourself back and ground yourself, you can do it with your breath as well. There's, like you say, there's so many different ways to do it. And they were just some of the ways that I tried to get people to be inspired to really turn that focus within and just take that pause.
Yeah, and it worked, and it's brilliant. Good. Yeah, and I know a lot of people from my group as well did jump on when you did your 5-day meditation challenge. And
Oh,
there was a lot of
yes.
people from my group who jumped into that, and they said that they loved it as well. Because just knowing where to go. And I think, like you saying, it's about bridging that gap between thinking about doing something and actually doing it. And a lot of the time, the objections that I hear people come up with, oh, I haven't got time. And that's why that's one thing that I wanted to be so clear with people, is you can create time. So by helping people get organised, that's one of the things that I really like to do, so that they can find that time and make conscious choices and decisions about giving yourself the time to get things done. Because none of us, like you said, it's such a busy world. We all have got so many things on our to-do lists and so much stuff we have to get done, as well as normal life. So doing anything outside of the norm often gets pushed to the wayside. But by bringing things and making them accessible to people and showing people it's actually, you can do this, you just need to make a decision and choose to do it, and helping people to see the benefits of it, like you just mentioned, there are so many. And meditation, grounding, mindfulness, getting organized, all of these different things that can help us to connect with ourselves and actually stop and think about what our lives are full of. And it stops us from getting to that point where we have a trigger event that makes us go, holy hell, life is too short. And instead we make that decision today, rather than something drastic happen and us go, oh man, hang on, why am I doing this stuff that doesn't make me feel good? Or why don't I do more of the stuff that makes me feel good? And
it's like
getting more of that
responding
balance
to a situation rather than reacting or overreacting, isn't it? And that's
Yeah.
what I like. We both really advocate time. And I love the way that you help people to organize their time and really make that decision, because it is important and it is your decision. There's nobody can do this for you. We can only support and guide you. And when I talk to people about time, the people that I speak to quite often are so busy and so stressed out that the thought of adding self-care on top of their already busy to-do list is just too much. And when that self-care is on their list, whether it be a yoga class, whether it be meditation, go for a walk, anything at all, they lower its priority and it falls down the to-do list and it doesn't get done. So I found for years that my clients were really, really supportive. They wanted to do it, but life would get in the way and it wouldn't get done, and they would still continue to struggle. So what I started to do was show them how to implement it into their lifestyle already. So rather than trying to make extra time, I showed them how they could fit self-care into their time that they do have. And the reason I do that is because once they start to see how easy it can be, once they start to see that they are implementing it and they're getting good results from it, then they start to make the time more of a priority. And it's so important, little things like, the breath work that I practiced with you guys at Be Inspired, that was 60 seconds. So that's 60 seconds of breath work. It takes longer to boil the kettle, so while you're standing waiting for the kettle to boil, or I don't know, buttering a piece of toast, it doesn't matter. You could be in the shower. There's little things that you can do whilst you're already doing other things that will help you throughout your day. Positive affirmations whilst you sat at the traffic lights in the car, you can repeat them to yourself. There's so many things, and then they can start to feel the benefit, and then they want to make it more of a priority, and then that's when all the goodness really kicks in.
It's like a mindset shift, isn't it? It's taking someone from thinking about self-care as being this way, as being a chore, as being something that's an extra thing to add on, to helping them to see those, like you say, coax them along, and like dropping it in to show the benefits and like show how transformational it can be just by making that decision to do that thing. Do your breath work while you're boiling the kettle, and mindfully doing tasks as well. So like yesterday, I was so grateful that I was pegging the washing on the line and just flipping all of that negative energy in my body into gratitude for being able to, and it just changed my vibe. It helped my day. If I'd have carried on and not given myself any time to think about or even reaffirm that my body is healthy and full of energy, and telling myself a positive story, you know, just in my head, don't have to say it out loud, but I can write it down as well to give it an extra bit of clout, then it just helps people, you know, it helps you, you can help yourself so easily. And it's just allowing people that encouraging people to see that they can do this. We've all got it within us. It's just recognizing where it currently fits in our priority list, and it's great if people can bring it to the forefront without it needing to be a necessity, because now they have to do self-care because it's got so bad that it's running our lives, it's ruining our lives, that we don't have something in place. And it's being able to have the tools then to navigate through challenging circumstances, times where we are feeling crappy, to pull ourselves back out the hole.
Absolutely. And it's about being open to receive as well, isn't it? You know, people can tell you so much that, oh, you need to go and meditate, or don't forget to breathe, or you need to calm down, or have you tried this? And it, until you are open and ready to receive all of the goodness that's already there, just waiting for you to see it. You know, sometimes we can't see the wood for the trees, can we? It's there. You just sometimes can't see it. Until you're ready and open to receive, I think people do find that really, really difficult.
Yeah. And it just feels like someone's telling them what to do, and then that can add pressure, can't it?
Absolutely. And then that becomes another pressure and another almost a chore as well, doesn't it? And I think that was one of the reasons that I created. So I have my wellness membership, which I know you're aware of. And that's one of the reasons I created that wellness membership, because it has all of the tools in there. You know, it has breathwork exercises, meditation, yoga, emotional freedom techniques. There's so many things in there. But the most important thing for me when I created that was that it's accessible for everyone and it's suitable for everyone. So whether you've got 60 seconds to spare, or you've got an hour to spare, or 20 minutes here or 5 minutes there are classes in that membership that are for every mood and every mindset. There's absolutely anything that you need in there. And I wanted it to be that way, so that people, no matter what moods they were in, no matter how much they were struggling, or if they just wanted a little pick-me-up, there's something there for everybody. So I'm really proud of that, making that. It was really, really important that it went that way, because I know people struggle with time. So that's why that's there.
Yeah, well, you've definitely ticked the box there for, like you said, exactly what you've described. It's so easy to log in and access one of those resources, and like you say, being a bit of a pick-me-up. Yesterday I had somebody say to me, that they go for a run and they play my lives in their ear when they go for a run, and I was like, oh my god, that's so amazing. I didn't know I was like being a guided runner.
I have people tell me that they take me to bed and put their earbuds in and listen to me at a guided relaxation. They were like, oh, you were in bed with me last night.
That's it's ace, isn't it?
But like a bedtime story.
Hey, podcast coming, Laura. What do you think? Are you going to do a podcast?
Yeah, I do. Actually, there is a podcast in the making.
Is there?
It absolutely is. It's top secret. Not anymore.
Not anymore. You've heard it here first, everyone.
Yeah, there is a podcast coming, and actually it's a really nice segue, because the podcast is all about making time.
Oh, perfect. And I promise for everybody watching this, I did not know that this was going to happen. It just goes to see, though, to show how things do kind of seamlessly start to come together when you are doing what makes you feel good, when you are acting from a place of alignment, purpose, passion. It's like things fall into place. And like I mentioned to you about the Me Time Festival, and you were like, oh yeah, I'm already going to be doing it. I was like, oh, I'm coming along too. So
I'm so excited. We're going to be sharing a stage again.
Yay, that's so good. It's so good. And what else is coming from you now? So you've started doing Liverpool. Is it Liverpool Radio? Have you started doing
so we're just in talks at the moment with Liverpool Live Radio. So I'm going to be taking over weekly wellness sessions on the radio. So hopefully that's going to start next month, which is crazy exciting.
That's amazing.
And then I've got my podcast will be coming out probably by the summertime, because like I say, it's about making time, but not just time for self-care. I want this to be open for so many more discussions around absolutely every subject you can think of, about making time for, understanding diversities and how simple it can be just to be more mindful, understanding how to support yourself in a financial way without it being a chore. There's so many different things, and self-care predominantly will be what the podcast is about, but making time is so important for so many other things in our lives as well, and that also has an impact on our wellness, our mental health as well. So it's super important. What else have we got? I think I've got other festivals as well, but I've not gone live with them yet. What else am I doing?
Well, they sound super exciting. What you're doing now, wow, that's amazing. And you're doing your outdoor groups as well, aren't you? So have you got one this weekend?
Yeah, so I do. I have. I also do outdoor events, so pop-up events around Liverpool and just the Merseyside, really.
Right.
So it's modern meditation. So I use a nice fusion of yogic breath work, mindful intentions. We do a nice, easy, intuitive meditation, and then there's a guided relaxation to finish. So it's a nice self-care fusion, modern meditation. So so this weekend I'm doing some in Sefton Park. I've got a really exciting self-care one coming up with the Body Shop next month, which again I haven't advertised yet, so you've heard it here first.
Wow, that's amazing.
There's some exclusives.
All these exclusives. That's ace.
Yeah, there's absolutely loads. So I do some on the beach, so I do sunset beach meditations as well. So they're going to be coming back probably towards the end of next month when it's a little bit warmer.
Gorgeous.
Out on the beach, glorious sunsets.
Need to come over to Merseyside. We get beautiful sunsets here, and I'm really close to the beach. Maybe you could come on tour to North Wales.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's get it sorted.
That'd be amazing. Let's do it. Let's do something together.
That sounds brilliant.
What have you got coming up? Talk to me.
So I've organised a walk this Sunday, which I'm really excited about, and it came off the back of actually when we did the marathon walk in at the end of January for Teenage Cancer Trust, and some of my friends supported different charities. A lot of my clients and people in my group said, "Oh, I'd love to do something like that, but I'm not quite sure. I'm doing 26 miles, but I'd love to do something along those lines, but I haven't really got anyone to do it with. So I'll just organise a walk." So I think there's 27 people that have registered for it on Sunday. Amazing. So we're doing an 11-mile walk from Rhyl to Colwyn Bay. So it's not for profit, it's not for charity, it's literally just to bring people together and show people that it's possible. All you need is somebody to say, let's do it, and then make it happen.
Accountable, isn't it? Just a nice out in nature, fresh air, a bit of exercise. I love that.
Exactly. So that's on Sunday, and then Tuesday to Thursday next week is the Flat to Fab challenge, which I'm putting on. So I'm dead excited about that. So it's the first time I'll have done something of this type, but the aim is to kind of introduce people to the concepts from the OMG Fab decision-making tool. I'm going to be concentrating on ownership, organisation, mindset and motivation, and goal setting and gratitude over the 3 days, and then setting a little challenge, a little task, so that to try to encourage people to, like we were saying, just step out your comfort zone a little bit and explore little bits of self-care that you can do to then see, actually, did that feel good? Well, I might want to do a little bit more of that. And then I'll be doing a masterclass, an organisation masterclass, which I haven't even advertised yet neither. So that's an exclusive.
Yay! We need a buzzer.
We do. We need some flashing lights or something. From thinking about it to doing it, is that what that's called? And then I'll be opening the doors of my membership. So that'll be a
very
12-month program. Yeah. So I'm really excited for that.
Tell us more about your membership.
So that'll be called We Are OMG Fabulous. And so the thought process with that is there's going to be 12 different topics over the space of a year, which we'll be working through as a group collectively. I have got resident experts in there along with me. So there'll be 3 hours. So each of us will be doing an hour masterclass every month, as well as a guest each month. I know I've secured you for September.
Can't wait.
Yay! And that's great, because September, the topic will be all about feelings, and I know that you'll be able to help us connect there. So that's
Absolutely.
wonderful. So there'll be also accountability challenges, and I really want to provide a safe space for people to step out their comfort zone and to try new things and figure out what it is that lights them up, so that by the end of that 12 months you've got your own self-care toolbox that you've built yourself over that period of time. You've made sustainable changes. It's all about helping people to cultivate better lifestyle habits, and because they don't come overnight, we can't just flip a switch and start making better choices. It comes with time, practice, patience, kindness to ourselves. Kindness
Absolutely.
can change the world.
Need that t-shirt in my life.
So that's what it's all about. So I'm dead excited to open the doors to that. So that'll be coming at the beginning of May, and it'll officially start in June. So that's what. So there's a lot of stuff bubbling away in the background. But yeah, so I think we've both got a lot on our that's available to people now, that we're going to be able to reach people in different places, and I'm really excited for that. I think that it's good, and we're going to be doing more stuff together too. So
I know, and I'm really excited about that. Your energy is absolutely incredible, and the day that we sat next to each other at Be Inspired, I just felt your energy. I was like, I need this woman in my life, and I'm so glad that we've been on this journey together. And even now, there's so many things that we're still going to be doing together in the future. And I know that if I need anything at all, I'll just drop you a quick message, and you'll be there with your happy smiley face and giving me an answer, or give me support, or point me in the right direction. And I just absolutely love your energy, and I couldn't be happier that we've created this friendship now, from literally sitting next to each other, watching other people on stage. We've grown together on stage ourselves, and then now we're moving forward. So I'm so grateful for your friendship.
Same. And it comes back to you. Oh my gosh, I just had 36 come up then, and it caught my eye. I was like, oh, hello. I need to look at what that means. But it is magical. And, to be sat, you're never alone when you go to any of these events, or when you join something. You're never alone, because like strangers are friends you've not met yet. And you attract people, like you said. You loved my energy, I loved yours, and I was just in awe of your calm demeanor. And I love, I suppose I'm a bit like a bouncing ball sometimes, a bit like that dog off Dr. Dolittle, throw me the ball, pass me the ball. And I need somebody to help me to ground, and that's what you do for me when I'm feeling stressed out. You're like, Mel, just breathe, and you help me to find that calm and peace within myself that I know is there, but sometimes I just need bringing. I need it. I need someone to tell me.
You're back in the car park again.
Yeah, I'm that person, and you're bringing my arms down to my side and making me feel safe. And it's nice that you can find people that can do that for one another, isn't it? So
yeah, absolutely. And just what you said then, that's gorgeous, because I feel that sometimes I can be a bit too chill. So you lift my energy a bit more as well. So we really work together.
We balance each other.
I can be too laid back sometimes.
Oh, well, it's been so gorgeous chatting with you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I've got a client in for lashes in about 4 minutes.
Okay, no, I absolutely agree. It's been lovely to chat with you, and thank you so much for your time as well. I've really appreciated having this little call. Let's see what the future holds.
Yeah, definitely. And I'd love it if you would. Can I share your group, your show reel from Be Inspired?
I haven't shared it yet. It's going out this week.
Yeah. Oh well, I can't wait.
Let's do it.
Can't wait.
Let's do it. Go on, I'll let you share it. Do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll put that in my group. I'm going to put it in there. I'll do it once I finish my clients today, just so people get to know you a little bit more as well.
Oh, thank you. Do you want me to share yours?
If you want to, go for it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Thanks, babe. Have a gorgeous rest of the day. And for anyone else watching, thanks for being here with us. See you soon.
Thank you, lovely.
Bye.